building while they got it every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon, I can live, train to fear. Market full of idols, I just walk a vision kid. Planting seeds of silence, while they chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you're moving intention. I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Losing sales, chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Follow you up a lot harder when I say I had to break resistance. Market levels in the chains, I can't protect my decisions. Now to set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smarter. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. I move like no one building while they left that hit. Scrapping look foolish before the rain arrives. Our survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord. So reap a patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep. It's bigger than trading. It's about mastering yourself. Anybody can enter a trade. You can conquer emotion. Escape Babylon. Cycle. Move with wisdom. Build with faith. Smart action trading. They told us chase fast money, worship greed, panic with the crowd, Babylon, build on fear, distraction and emotional slavery. But discipline, patience, wisdom, that's how you escape the system. Smart action trading. Yeah, Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon, I can live, shade of fear. Market full of idols, I just walk with vision clear. Planting seeds of silence, while they chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candle light to move a salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the charts became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause my vans trading kill quicker than a thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls collapse through consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the rocket when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create king sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. David burst the giants every morning at the open fold. In the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction. Sometimes God rebuild the traitor instead. Jericho walls following my faith get loud. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's strong. Joshua rebuilding while they got it every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon, I can live, train to fear. Market full of idols, I just walk a vision kid. Planting seeds of silence, while they chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you're moving intention. I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Losing sales, chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Follow you up a lot harder when I say I had to break resistance. Market levels in the chains, I can't protect my decisions. Now to set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smarter. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. I move like no one building while they left that hit. Scrapping look foolish before the rain arrives. Our survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord. So reap a patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep. It's bigger than trading. It's about mastering yourself. Anybody can enter a trade. You can conquer emotion. Escape Babylon. Cycle. Move with wisdom. Build with faith. Smart action trading. told us chase fast money,
Bad money,
worship greed,
love for trading,
panic with the crowd,
out of Babylon,
build on fear,
distraction and emotional slavery,
but discipline,
patience,
wisdom, that's how you escape the system.
smart action trading.
Yeah, Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live chain of fear,
market full of idols.
I just walk a vision clear,
Planting seeds of silence.
while they chase attention.
Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candlelight to move of salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the charts became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline to rise. Cause my vans trading kill quicker than the thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the walking when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create king sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. David burst the giants every morning at the hope it don't fold. In the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction. Sometimes God rebuild a traitor instead. Jericho walls following my faith get loud. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live chain of fear,
market full of idols.
I just walk a vision clear,
Planting seeds of silence, while they chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you're moving intention. I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Losing themselves chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Following up a lot harder when I say I had to break resistance. Market levels and the chains that kept protecting my decisions. Now to set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smarter. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. The move they know were building while they left that. Desperation look foolish before the rain arrived. But survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord's soul reaper. Patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep. Yeah,
it's bigger than trading.
it's about mastering yourself.
Anybody can enter a trade,
You can conquer emotion.
escape Babylon,
Cycle,
move with wisdom,
build with faith.
smart action trading.
They told us chase fast money,
Bad money,
worship greed,
love for trading,
panic with the crowd,
out of Babylon,
build on fear,
distraction and emotional slavery,
but discipline,
patience,
wisdom, that's how you escape the system.
smart action trading.
Yeah, Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live chain of fear,
market full of idols.
I just walk a vision clear,
Planting seeds of silence.
while they chase attention.
Top of the morning, traders, and happy Wednesday, July 22nd, and welcome to the Most Value Pack Live Trading Show, where we live trade, break down charts, cover high-impact events, and talk trader mindset. Hope everyone had a wonderful day yesterday and is ready to kick off another opportunity-filled day. Make sure to like the video on YouTube, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. 100 likes will do the giveaway. We are seeing some activity in the pre-market. We're looking to potentially gap down on SPY, gap down on the Qs as well. And as we're gapping down on those names, guys, those names are also starting to push to the upside. So we're gapping down, but pushing last minute as buyers are starting to step in late in pre-market. As you're coming in again, guys, make sure to like the video. If you're interested in joining our community, level up your trading, make sure to click the link pinned in the chat. Okay, you have access to our delay-free, ad-free stream along with a host of other resources to help you on your journey to being consistently profitable. Let's take advantage of the best opportunities. What happened yesterday stays yesterday, guys. What happened today will stay in today. Let's be present. Take advantage of the first hour of the day. And we are officially open. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Tesla getting a nice little push off the open. Amazon falling off a cliff. Okay, we're seeing semiconductors shooting like a rocket. Okay, right out the gate, shooting like a rocket. Okay, shooting like a rocket right out the gate. Walmart trying to reclaim that 110. We're seeing JPM fall off a cliff. So nice little rotation from what we did see in pre-market slightly. Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So let's mark out that gap. Let's mark out that gap. Let's mark out that gap. We got our BOG, we got our TOG. All right, so again, we're opening up in the jaws of prior day's range. Patience, 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 patience. Matter of fact, smack dab in the middle. Smack dab in the middle of prior day's range. So no big decisions since yesterday, all right? So no big decisions. Buyers don't want it. Sellers don't want it. So sellers are selling. Buyers are not buying as much. All right, so big indecision. Okay, we'll see. All right, we're officially open. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, that hourly candle did flip. Okay, hourly candle flipped. Okay, we're currently direction on the hour. Why is my chart only showing 3 indexes on the bottom? Let's make sure it shows 4. Which one do I have? There we go. We're missing one of our 4. Okay, everything's on the same page so far, guys. During the first few minutes, everything's on the same page. Okay. And I'm going to slap Shockwave 5 on the chart before the 15 comes. All right, so I have Shockwave 5 available. It's not released yet. Okay, so Shockwave 5 is available, which is a 5-minute. Okay, more volatile, more dangerous. So you'll have those levels showing to you. Apple showing some signs of strength. Tesla continues to push. JPM continues to push. Semis continue to push. So specifically in the semis, we're seeing the mag slide to the downside. We're seeing Intel near the highs of the day. We're seeing Broadcom push as well. We're seeing MU push as well. AMD trying to work its way to that daily upside breaker. Nice sweep on the Qs off those lows. Okay, that was a nice sweep on the Qs. Okay, you can see, boom. Okay, the Qs just swept those lows. The Qs just swept those lows, are starting to push. So for the first time in a long time, guys, we're seeing right off the open, a lot of the indexes on the same page. A lot of those indexes on the same page. If that can continue, that can possibly open up an opportunity for continue to push the upside while it lasts. All right, so they're in agreement. They are in agreement so far. All right, so far. Thank you for the update, Elion, for the gap update. So if we're going to continue to pump, Walmart to the downside could possibly present an opportunity. Okay, you can see we're specifically focusing on the semis and DRAM as well. Those names are starting to pick up some speed. NVIDIA is starting to pick up some speed as well, going the other way. So it's using that level we discussed in pre-market as support. So we're currently above that PML. We just reclaimed that PML. Let me make sure. Where is that PML? PMH. We just reclaimed PMH. We broke about PMH. Can we stay above that pre-market high? Is $1 million question. Amazon falling off a cliff. Look at that wick on Amazon. That's just the opening price, not a wick. So Amazon falling off a cliff. Amazon is at that 245. NVIDIA starting to push. Okay, NVIDIA is back above 200, 206, I should say. NVIDIA back above 206. NVIDIA could possibly come back to the fold. Keep in mind, these names are zeros today. They're zeros, they're zeros, they're zeros. Okay, 207.50s on NVIDIA. Calls do look appealing. The Qs are heading into that PMH, all right, PMH, and that key zone test coming up on the Qs. Okay, if you trade the 5-minute open range, okay, you can see same logic on Shockwave applied to the 5-minute. We're starting to see the we're starting to see Apple starting to slide to the downside. Small caps continue to push. Okay, and this 5 minute will be available as tradable. Okay, I'm working on the exact framework and the exact times to trade it. It will be available between 9:30, okay, and 9:45. That's just a very tight window. Okay, so 9:30, 9:45. That's what it's optimized for. Okay. 740, 757. Call trigger. Nvidia continues to push. Amazon continues to slice and dice to the downside. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Let's get caught up on the chat on YouTube. Good morning, guys. As you're coming in, smash the like button. Smash the like button. Do we have any 5 minute traders, 5 minute orb traders? All right, you're gonna really like this one. So we have the 15 already. Okay, I'm gonna roll out the 5. We're gonna roll out the 30. We're gonna roll out the 60. All right, and then we're gonna roll out Shockwave Lotto as well. Okay. Let's check in on the YouTube chat. Here. Good morning, guys. Yesterday we came close to getting that giveaway. 100 likes before 10:30. We'll do the giveaway. Market sentiment check today, guys. Bullish, bearish, choppy. All right. Answer the poll question. I'm going to go with choppy. If I could vote. Good morning. If you're a first-time viewer, let us know where you're joining from. Long-time viewers, take the next steps. Join our community. Nice bounce off that 325.92 on Apple. JPM continues to slide to the downside. Good morning. God bless you and your family, health, economy, followers, George. May you have profitable trades and gratitude from the chat. For more likes, thank you so much, Fishman. God bless you too. God bless everyone joining us this morning. Verse of the day, Matthew 6:20. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust don't corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Yes, guys, everything we do have here remains here. Okay, we came with nothing, we leave with nothing. So it's very important that we store our treasures in a place that they can never rot. Okay. Nice bounce on Apple. Thank you for sharing that verse. Very powerful verse. All right, we can't take anything with us, guys. We can't take anything with us. I'm a big proponent of everything you have in you, you have to pour it out. You can't, whether it's your talent, whether it's your gifts, whether it's your specialty, everyone has something they have to offer. Okay, it doesn't only have to be monetary. It's not, when you think of storing treasures, it's not only about just storing your monetary money to yourself and just hoarding it. It's also your talents. It's also the things that money can't buy. All right, so leave it out. Just leave it all out. Use it. Utilize it. And I promise you, if you utilize it, if you leverage it, you get to where you need to get to. All right, so now we're starting to slide here, still within that 5 minute range here. We're seeing a little back and forth. Tesla still shows strength. I'm not touching Tesla. I'm not fully convinced in this buy up unless the Qs get above that PMH. If the Qs can get above that PMH and start to push and get above 706.41, okay, there's some legitimacy behind this move we're seeing. If not, okay, I think this might just be a nice little pop and fade. All right, so what does that translate to on SPY? On SPY, it's still within that open range on the 5. We are holding this that weekly open along with this PMH. Okay, Amazon slicing to the downside aggressively. So Amazon, see that comes into play. We're seeing small caps rejecting off that PMH. We're seeing the Dow starting to push the upside. Let's check on our heat map. Good morning, guys. Let's check on the heat map as soon as we opened up. VIX continues to slide to the downside. VIX is headed towards that 17. It's at 1720 currently. Okay, so SPY, chop until proven otherwise. 5 minute orb, 5 minute open range with shockwave logic. All right. Up here, if you don't trade the 5 minute orb, don't start trading all of a sudden. Okay, don't start doing things out of the ordinary because the conditions are a little different. All right, you want to test it, you want to gather data, you want to build confidence around it before you blindly take things. Okay. Can that PMH hold on SPY? We've been seeing that PMH be very deceptive the past few days. All right, we get above it, we start to collapse under it. Now we're starting to see small caps recoil off PMH. I just paper trade SPY, one contract call, 100 shares to see what happens till December. Okay, good. That's a good test. Good morning, Nico. Good bullish until December. Amen. Thank you for supporting the channel, J1P. So we have 130 people on the check-in as soon as we got live. So again, guys, make sure to like the video. Let's get the likes up. It's a big day for us today. We do have earnings. All right, we do have earnings today, this afternoon. Tesla will be reporting. I haven't done an earnings stream in a long time. We might possibly do it today. I have to clear up the schedule because Tesla and Google, all that is worthy of that stream. Okay, those are some worthy names. Meta falling off a cliff. Let's check on our friend Meta. Thanks for the heads up, Dan. Oh yeah, Meta falling off a cliff. Yeah, Meta's a mover. Meta's a mover. Once it starts to move, look at this, guys. Look at this opening sequence. Look at this opening sequence. Okay, the hourly is directional. Okay, we're directional on the hourly. All right, but we're just we're testing this key area here, key zone there. Nvidia continues to push. The mags, we got semis continuing to push. Memory continues to push. QQQ starting to fuel up here. As SPY starts to go here, I'm looking at the 749, 748s. Okay. I want the Qs to continue to push here, team. Meta does have room into 630 if we can continue to sell off. Apple not doing much. Apple, okay, swipe the PMH. All right, all the buyers above PMH, squeeze them and trap the sellers below PML. All right, and just now trading within that range. Nvidia possible PMH retest. A lot of key levels in this territory. Nvidia potential retest. If you're looking for balances between 205.76 and 206, barely see that, 206.08. You can always make the text larger. Okay, you can always make the text larger. Qs are starting to push, guys. Qs are starting to push. The Qs are testing PMH. All right, the Qs are back above 705. If the Qs can test, get above that PMH decisively, close above it in the next minute, and start to accelerate towards 706.41, I can give SPY what it needs to continue to break. Okay, I can give SPY what it needs to continue to break. And then once that rolls around, okay, I can possibly give SPY the fuel it needs. All right. Okay, Qs continue to accelerate. Nvidia continues to push. Look how slow these candles are. So we're currently breaking that 5-minute range. We're testing that G50, so we're at the midpoint of that gap. Nvidia continues to push. Okay, we have the 15 now. 15-minute orb is here. Okay, shockwave 15-minute range is here. We already triggered the 5. Okay, there goes the Qs. There goes the Qs. There goes Nvidia. There goes Tesla. Tesla's not really tradable. Small caps sleep at the wheel. SPY is starting to go. Qs are starting to go nicely. Okay, this is being led by the Qs, guys. This is being led by the Qs, more specifically being led by semis and memory. All right, so those are some standouts. Retest, count me in for the retest. I'll be there for the retest. So if you take the 5 minute, there's a possibility for that 5. Looking at the 749s. Come back into that 747.70. If we continue to pump, compression break, bear flag on Walmart, can start to brew. Q's pulling back. All right, the Dow's strong. The Dow's strong. So SPY pulled back just a little bit for me. SPY pulled back just a little bit. Coming at that 747.70. Okay, coming exactly into that territory. Count me in. All right, put me in, coach. If it comes into that territory, that entry, put me in, coach. Risk down here. Okay. We're starting to see the Qs reject out that 706.41. Okay, see SPY can start to dig into that level. Looking at the 749s. Tesla continues to push. Just come just a little bit lower. Just a little bit lower. If you're looking for the retest on the Qs, okay, that's also coming up. Keep a close eye. I'll try to get that candle closure entry. Nice cleaner entry, more patient entry. Okay, we're starting to see memory start to fade here. And Qs start to fade as well. So if the Qs can't hold that PMH 705.58. Okay, that was a nice bounce. Okay, see if we can come a little bit lower. Come a little lower. That might have been that entry. Come a little lower. If you took that entry, manage accordingly. If you're still waiting, continue to wait. Walmart starting to break down. That's telling. I'm looking at the Walmart 108 puts. So still waiting on SPY. The fact that the Qs can't hold PMH, discouraging. Pull a little lower. I'm looking for an entry on SPY. If the Qs can hold PMH, SPY is going to go. So I gave it that nice of a bounce. Just come back in one more time. If it's meant to be, come back one more time. That was a nice little drop there. Meta also coming into play. Okay, Meta's IV is a little cranked up, so be mindful of that. Okay. So I'm going to be patient for SPY. I'm going to be patient for SPY. Let me pull up SPY. Same contract, 749s. Trying to get that right entry. Okay. If you already allocate a risk, it's a matter of just managing the position at this point. What you want to see is eventually you want to see the Qs correct themselves. Okay, I'll take it right there. I'm going to take the SPY calls right there. Okay, so looks like buyers want to defend this territory here. So if they can do that, that'd be great. I want to see the Qs get back above PMH. So I'm in the SPY calls here. First trade of the day. Qs pick back up. That'd be great. We're starting to see some activity. Meta looking to break down here. Be mindful of those spreads. We're seeing Walmart continue to break down as well. Average fill 99. risk, conservative. So it's going to come down to the Qs. Can the Qs reclaim that PMH? Can they reclaim that PMH? And a victory would be get a close above 705.75. 705.75. If I close below here, I get stopped out. Okay, no ifs, ands, or buts. Getting very close. Q struggling. Down about 12%. Very close to getting stopped. See if you can reclaim it. If you're looking for a reclaim entry, that's your Q. Get back to very close to break. Even put some pressure on that resistance. That would be great. Go, go, go. Get that clean close above that level. Get a clean close above that level. We'll be good to go. Nvidia's gone, guys. Nvidia's gone. So I don't want this candle to get retraced back lower. Okay. I keep a close eye on Walmart. Keep a close eye on Walmart. We want the Qs to continue to push, guys. Qs stay above PMH. That would be great. Close below conservative. That's my stop. Probably about 15%. So I cannot sit through a retest of this PMH. Meta starting to break down. Breakdown of Meta. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Shenanigans. See if it's sustainable. See if that shenanigans is sustainable. Okay. If you need to TP, TP. Okay. I don't want the shenanigans just to be a spike and then a wick. Look at Nvidia. Okay. We're seeing some big buyer step in here. There we go. I want that candle to remain above these highs. Look at this back and forth, team. All right. So highly contested level. If you're able to extract on that quick push to the upside, very similar to what we saw yesterday, highs of the day. Good, good, good. Still in my position here. Okay. Scale out on the Qs. Scale out on the Qs. Nvidia pushing nicely. Beautiful, beautiful push on Nvidia. If you took Nvidia, congratulations. The dump on Meta was beautiful as well. See SPY can start to work its way into this territory and continue to go. Okay, I like how the Qs continue to push, guys. So SPY, pick up the slack. Pick up the slack, SPY. We're testing that 17 on the VIX. Go, go, go. Nvidia, anyone take Nvidia? If you took Nvidia, congratulations. SPY does have some key levels up here. That gap fill is right there as well, so be mindful of that. That's a great place to TP if you need to. Okay. See profit, take profit type of protocol. You don't take Nvidia. Apple breakdown brewing. Apple breakdown brewing. Nice scalp breakdown on a Meta. Nice move on Nvidia. It looks like Nvidia is coming back to life, guys. Nvidia is starting to look like its old self once again. Okay. Okay. See if SPY can continue to push. Going to the highs of the day decisively. Go, go, go. Okay. Go, go, go. Coming to that key zone. We can get some friction up there. Be mindful of that. He took TP there. Good, good, good. I want some follow through here. I want the VIX to slice right through 17. So I want no close below here. I'll give it some room to go, but I don't want to close below here. These contracts are moving like at a snail's pace. Scale out there, guys. Okay. I'll take a majority off right there at 9%. Okay. Runners up. I'm going to keep those runners. I like how everything's on the same page. Okay. So 9% TP at scale out. Got to take it. I've been neglecting those TPs. Okay, so today we'll make sure to take that TP. And now what I'll do is, if the Qs have that strength, if the semiconductors have that strength, I'll give this a little bit of time to breathe to get above those highs. Okay, if you can get above those highs, great. We know this is a critical inflection point. It is a key zone. Okay, so I'll give those runners until break even. How about that? Right, so 9% extraction, because if this thing can go, this thing can start to really go into that daily upside breaker. Okay, and I want to really capitalize off that entry. And of course, this hourly candle does look promising. We just need to break and hold above this territory. That's been put to the test. Okay, so TP there, guys. Okay, double-digit TP is available for you if you did take that. Well, it looks like the reclaim setup paid out a little better. And we're starting to see Tesla slide to the downside. Okay, the 5 looks strong. Okay, so I'm gonna jump over to the 5. All right, so you don't get shaken out by the 1. Jump over to the 5 if you need to. Up 19. TP there, guys. Up TP1. Okay. Up 20. Now I want this to hold. There we go, team. That's how we bounce back. Okay, that's how we bounce back. All right, persistence, persistence, persistence. Okay. Up 23. Everything's on the same page except the Qs, except the small caps. Okay, we'll close out right there. All right. If it continues to run, that's fine. I'm gonna close it right there for about 19.20, and that's the first trade of the day. All right, so beautiful, beautiful trade for the first trade. If you're still babysitting runners, good, good, good. Nvidia coming for that retest. There we go. That was a good trade. Okay, so beautiful trade. There you go. Who caught that? If you caught that, dollar signs in the chat. All right, so multiple stop outs past few days. Very frustrating conditions. All right, we don't blame the market. It's more of what can we do to improve from the standpoint of just taking TP. So it's not like you're just blatantly wrong directionally. There are instances where you're going to be blatantly wrong directionally, but management can be improved. All right, so nice trade there on SPY to kick things off. Okay, so if you need to TP, 20+% appreciation. We're starting to come with this rejection zone. If you missed it, don't chase. So a textbook setup here. The reason why I liked it to the upside, again, we got some confluence from these major names. Major indexes were on the same page for the first time in a long time during the opening stretch. All right, during the opening stretch. And that's what it's all about, guys. You're gonna get. That's why I love that Mike Tyson quote. Right, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Okay, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Now that's when the game begins. Okay, you can do all the shadow boxing you want. You can do all the skipping routines. You can do all the heavy bag hitting all you want. You can do all the back testing you want. You can do all the psychology book reading you want. You can do all the technical analysis, studying. You can do all that. But what happens when you get punched in the face? What happens when things don't go work in your favor? Okay, and sometimes for you to find out, you need to get punched in the face. I'm not saying that in a way to say you need to lose to find out what you're made out of, but that's the truth. Okay, that's the honest truth, guys. We don't really know, okay, what we're made out of unless, using that analogy, unless we get punched in the face, unless we see some kind of adversity, unless you get stopped out, unless you lose a few times, and then the game really begins. All right, so it's almost like it's a privilege. We're moving to that daily upside break. If you're holding those runners today, all right, make sure to give them a very, very tight leash for those runners. Apple looking to break down there. Oh, the chat is on mute. I have to mute someone. Someone's, yeah. By default, guys, on Google Meets, what happens is as soon as you jump in, I don't know why Google does that. Your camera is on and your mic is on. Okay, so beautiful job, Jake. 75% SPX. Good, good, good. So there you go, guys. That was the trade. NVIDIA coming for that retest. Meta did provide a nice little scalp to the downside. Okay, we're starting to see memory get bought up. We're starting to see semiconductors get bought up as well. Amazon. Apple on the verge of breaking down here. NVIDIA getting that retest. Let's see if NVIDIA can give me that retest. Who's still holding? Okay, this is directly from the game plan this morning, guys. That's why it's so important. That's why it's so important to tune into the game plan. Game plan stream is critical. See if NVIDIA can start to dig into this territory a little bit and reclaim it. Okay, so this smashed this initial. So I took it from here to here to scale out. And then from there, I let it breathe into TP1. Okay. Very, very tight leash. Come a little lower NVIDIA. If you can, that'd be great. I'm looking at the 207.50s. All right, so you have to ask yourself that question, guys. What do you do in the face of adversity when things don't go your way? Okay. Still holding SPY calls. Good, good, good. Good job, Aaron. Well done, team. Absolutely, guys. Good morning for news. Took NVIDIA, 100% call. Beautiful job, SMC Queen. I took NVIDIA. Good, good, good. 100%, guys. Smash that like button. By no means is everything you're hearing on the stream intended for financial advice. It's not a signal service. It's for educational purposes, to train you, to show you what trading requires. All right, the wins, the losses, the management of positions in real time, rather than having teaching in a controlled environment where I can just point to some candles and say this worked here, this worked there, this didn't work here, and put the things in my favor. Okay, the best way to learn, in my opinion, guys, is in real time. Right, so everything you're seeing is for educational purposes. Okay, so I don't provide any signals. I'm not going to tell you go long, go short, what to hold, what not to hold, how many contracts to take. The only thing I'm doing is expressing what I'm doing at the current moment. All right, and just walking through it so you can have that experience, that training experience. All right, so make sure to understand that, guys. Okay, so I cannot give you the advice to when to buy, when to sell. Speaking of when to sell, we're seeing Apple breakdown. Shift your focus to Apple if you're looking for that breakdown. Still holding Meta puts. Slowing in. Yeah, so once it started to push the upside, if Meta puts can stay below VWAP, all right, so it did get a nice little drop, and its markets can start, a spike can start to reject up there. Possibility can take place for Meta to drop. We do have some of those memory names starting to slide here. Apple, last one to break down. Gorgeous on Apple. Gorgeous break on Apple. SPY continues to push. Now Qs are looking to retest that same zone, 706.41, 705.58. Retest that same zone. If they can do that, I'm going to take NVIDIA right here. I'm going to take the NVIDIA calls. Okay, I'm going to take the NVIDIA calls here, the 207.50s. Stop is conservative, breaking close below that conservative territory. All right, I'm going to take that candle on weakness. Okay, see if Qs can start to course correct. My stop is very close to this VWAP. Okay. So these are zeros, guys. Okay, use that size if you need to. If you're victorious on your first setup. NVIDIA, second trade NVIDIA calls. See if we can bounce off that territory. As SPY continues to push the upside, and Qs can stay above. If NVIDIA can get above this territory here, 207.80 would be in good shape. That puts us in good shape right there. Tesla, of course, not tradable at the current moment. Okay, see if NVIDIA can start to go. As the Qs start to bounce, Let's get some fall through on SPY. Look at SPY. If you're holding that, that's a monster trade. TP if you need to on NVIDIA. Manage accordingly, guys. Okay. See if NVIDIA can get that 207.80 territory. Look at SPY. Today is a one and done type of day, guys. If you're a one and done, if you're looking for it, you got it. NVIDIA. I'm going to take a majority off right there on NVIDIA. Okay. At 11. Down to runners on NVIDIA. Okay. NVIDIA. I want NVIDIA to very tight leash for those runners. No close below that 5-minute candle's low. So I can accept the wick, but no final ultimate close. Okay, very tight leash after quick double-digit TP on NVIDIA. All right, so that's the kind of conditions it's been, guys. So if that's the kind of conditions, I have to make that adaptation. So no close below 207.10. Especially with those zeros. Okay. So nice little pop on NVIDIA. See if we can recover here. Starting to slide. Runners are down here, but they get stopped out very close. Okay, I'm stopped out on NVIDIA runners. Okay, very tight. I'm keeping it very tight, giving that 5-minute window. Okay, so NVIDIA maybe would have been better one and done, meaning you just one shot. You take one shot, in and out, one entry, one exit. Right, but I tried to use a little bit of runners there. I did see some fall through on SPY. Couldn't get that continue to push. So again, stopped out on those runners after taking some profits initially, majority off initially. Small caps still inside. Small caps still inside. Okay, now we have 30-minute orb as well. Even if you took the 30-minute orb is up here. Boom. Shockwave 30. All right. Now we're starting to pull back. So the names that had initial weakness can start coming to play. Walmart, keep a close eye on Walmart. The Walmart 108 puts. NVIDIA, that trade was very quick on NVIDIA. All right. That's what the market is paying. It's paying the quick trades. All right. So it's paying traders who are willing to make quick executions, not be wrong for long, take profit where they need to take profit. Okay. Anyone that wants to sit around for some time, all right, it's going to take a couple of attempts to get it right. All right. So you have to make that adjustment. You have to make that adaptation. Okay, Apple breaking down nicely. If you take that Apple retrace reject, beautiful job. Even if you took the breakdown, never got stopped out. Okay. Meta, if SPY can break down all the way back to this territory here, Meta can possibly come into play. Everything's starting to sell off aggressively. What's really carrying us now is the down. We did see the Qs pull back. All right, the Qs are due for a retest. Okay, so they could possibly bounce off this sell-off. Right, good cut on NVIDIA after a quick extraction. All right, so in this case, if you don't take that double digit, okay, you get stopped out. Okay, that would have been the stop there on NVIDIA. Okay. SPY gets above prior day's highs and it's starting to fold. Apple, give me that retest. Meta reclaimed back the downside, double dip to the downside on Meta, possibly brewing after visiting VWAP. And we've seen so many traps above that daily upside breaker. Okay, so many traps. All on Apple Firefly. So far 2 trades. Both trades worked in our favor nicely. Just couldn't get the runners on NVIDIA to run. How are we doing, guys? First 40 minutes of the show's in the books. First 40 minutes of the show's in the books. Make sure to like the video. We only have 61 likes, 51 likes, 150 plus, 160 plus people joining us this morning. If you're a first-time viewer, let us know where you're joining from. Long-time viewers, take the next steps and join our community. All right, let us know. Drop your state, your country in the chat. We have a diverse audience. I believe at some point in time, everyone from every continent has joined us. We have all the continents covered. Apple, nice retrace reject. So Apple is moving inversely with the market. So if SPY starts to dump, more than likely Apple starts to bounce. Okay. If NVIDIA can get that reclaim as everything's starting to bounce, okay, I wouldn't mind taking another shot at NVIDIA. Same setup, same contracts, and that'll be the last trade. All right. So go back and watch the episode. This week's episodes, guys, are going to be very, very important. Go back, watch, see how we navigated, see how we got stopped out, some of the frustrations that we experienced. Go back and watch. All right, that's what you're going to learn from. You're not going to learn from the trades that go for 100%. There's nothing for you to learn. You're going to enjoy it, of course, but there's nothing for you to really take away from. You can take more away from the things you need to do, the framework you need to have when things are not going your way. Okay. So we need to cover both sides, not just one side. There's 2 guarantees in this game. You are going to win and you are going to lose. Okay, no one is undefeated. But what do you do when you lose? What do you do when you lose is key. Apple and Meta. Meta possibly coming back into play. Apple, maybe you're using a tighter stop on Apple, a Firefly, rather than conservative, something less than conservative. CNBC headline, global conflict rises oil prices. When do we see that? Q starting to pull back on that 15, so we're seeing some selling pressure on the 15s across the board. Right, no reversal combination yet. We still have about 40 seconds left in those candles. Okay, Apple, look at that drop on Apple. Gorgeous drop on Apple. Hopefully someone caught Apple. Meta starting to go as well. All right, so now SPY needs to continue to break below 748.19. Use that as a proxy. And then the Qs need to continue to sell off into this next key level, which is at 706.41. If they can do that, Apple will further push into lower lows. And Meta probably needs SPY to get back to VWAP to get into the lows of the day. All right, so Meta also breaking down here. In the event that we do get a pop, okay, NVIDIA might be the name that I do take to the upside. In the event that, because now look at the Qs. The Qs are selling off. We're seeing some profit taking after hitting TP2, which I don't blame the bulls, but it's hard for me to be bearish. All right, bigger picture, if this zone holds up. Okay, if that zone holds up, it's hard for me to be bearish. If it gets back below it, okay, then I can respect the selling pressure. Okay, there goes Meta. See if Meta continue to slide. You want SPY to continue to slide as well. Okay, SPY Qs are coming to that zone, so testing on the zone. So we're starting to see a 15-minute sell. 15-minute sell off hourly, starting to get to see some selling pressure. So this is all stemming from this trap. They trap above that daily upside breaker prior to these highs. Trap above it. What a sell-off. Okay, trap above it. Possibly coming back into shockwave on SPY. So it's going to be between, I can re-entertain shockwave, double dip on the 750s. Calls if it comes back in. Retrace reject on Apple. Meta breakdown. Meta not moving really smooth. That breakdown is there, but again, it's a little bit slow, so I might just opt out of Meta. Let that one go. Now the next trade, win, lose, or draw. Okay, if you're done up until now, guys, if you caught one trade, if you caught SPY, if you caught whatever you caught, don't feel any pressure to take more trades. Okay, if you're up on the day, if you're green, stay clean. Okay, if you're green, stay clean. You got the job done. So for Meta to continue to push into the lows of the day, possibly into 630, more than likely the gravitation on SPY towards that VWAP. Meta does have one pivot, 631.61. If we can knock that out, we can start to roll. Q's testing that key zone. All right, so Q's testing that key zone. Ooh, small caps possibly coming into play. Small caps did not break out when everything broke out. Did not break out. You can go with the 295s. I definitely keep a close eye on those contracts. Puts. All right, but again, it's very difficult to be short when Qs are testing this key zone. There goes Meta. Congratulations. If you took Meta, congratulations. Finally. Lows of the day. Beautiful job. Good job, team. Trusting the setup. All right, SPY to make it all the way to VWAP, but Meta got that drop. So it was going towards VWAP. So make sure to TP where you need to. That was a gorgeous drop on Meta. All right, so a lot of our team members were short Meta. We discussed VWAP was right there. I didn't have a horse in the race. You did sit through some drawdown depending on your entry. If your entry is this one right here, you sat through some drawdown. If your entry is this one right here, smooth sailing. All right, so 630 can give us a little bit of problem, so be mindful of that. Respect that 630 in the lows of the day. That's a great time to put some money in your pocket. All right, if you want to bypass that, all right, and you want to disregard it, not take profit, that's completely your choice. I wouldn't be surprised if buyers try to protect that. And the next level will be that 626, 626, and then 625. Okay, so tremendous job, Devil Dog, on taking that. Same thing as Apple and same with Apple and Meta. Apple and Meta, nice slides to the downside. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Caught Meta now twice. Beautiful job, Nomad Flavors. Again, make sure to jump in our community, guys. If you are catching these trades and you're interested in the delay-free, ad-free. Walmart, okay, that's a sign. Walmart is starting to go to the upside. Okay, so we're starting to see the sentiment shift back to the way it was in pre-market. All right, I'll be fully convinced once the Qs give up this key zone. Okay, I'm not fully convinced, but once the Qs give up that key zone, we might have something there. If the selling continues on SPY, possibly into VWAP, right? Amazon breakdown possibly brewing. It might be a little overextended, but nonetheless, breakdown brewing. I do have NVIDIA on watch, back to the upside. Look at the Qs, guys. We talked about it's going to be difficult to short the Qs if they're testing that key zone. With NVIDIA, same kind of thing. I want to see a reclaim of that territory. It's going to be difficult to short that key zone when the Qs are coming to test that key zone. Okay. Okay, NVIDIA starting to go as well. This NVIDIA push, if NVIDIA starts to reclaim that level with the Qs bouncing off that key zone, will be the last trade of the day for me, win, lose, or draw. That'll be the lot of the day. We do have nice breakdown on Meta, nice breakdown on Apple. Just shy, a few cents shy of coming into right here. Okay, now NVIDIA starting to reclaim. See, NVIDIA can just hold that level, pull back just a little bit. I missed that exact entry. Those contracts are now in the money. Just pull back a little bit. I want to get those contracts between that 90 and 95. Okay. Get that nice little push. All right, I want that candle to start to push one more time. On NVIDIA. At least get to the halfway point. And I want SPY to continue to push as well. All right, candle closure will be key. We're seeing semis continue to push, showing some signs of strength. All right, a lot of traps. So candle closure is key. All right, so sometimes confirmation is, I like to call it confirmation tax. If SPY can continue to accelerate, get back above that TP1 territory, that would be encouraging. Still interested in NVIDIA, but I want that candle to push higher. If you're looking at double dip shockwave, not yet. If you're looking at double dip shockwave 15, not yet. If you're in a 30 camp, okay, shockwave 30 is here. So you take this to the upside for a scalp. There goes our friend Meta. Are you still in Meta, Devil Dog? I know you like to hold those trades sometimes. Okay, that thing continues to dump. It's at 228. Another drop below that level. Okay, SPY 750s. Okay, good thing I didn't take that Meta NVIDIA. Wait for that candle closure. That's saved. Saving some. Rug pull on NVIDIA. Yep, that was a nasty trap. That's what I wanted to avoid. Right, waiting for the candle closure is key. Right, it saves. I mean, you pay a little bit more. Again, I like to call it confirmation tax. Okay, confirmation tax. The essence is basically you're gonna pay a little more on the contracts, but you're getting a little more confirmation rather than taking it when the candle is just alive. Okay. SPY testing that VWAP, resurface, have room back to 748.03, 750s. So I'm looking to potentially take one more setup before the conclusion of first shift. If SPY gives up VWAP, shift your focus to Amazon. SPY gives up VWAP, shift your focus to Amazon for the potential drop. All right. You're gonna see SPY give up VWAP. You're gonna see Qs give up VWAP as well. So 15-minute slide, 15-minute combo to the downside. Okay, we have a 30-minute candle closing in about 5 minutes. So VWAP test. You saw that trap on NVIDIA? NVIDIA doing what NVIDIA does. NVIDIA doing what NVIDIA does. Say if I did take that to the upside there, then I'll get stopped out there. See if I can reclaim that territory. I'm looking at 750s. Okay, I'll take SPY right there. Okay, couldn't get filled. Let me try one more time. Get that nice little push. One more little push. Tried to take it there. Okay, if we can get back above this territory, all right, I'll take it to the upside. My runway is going to be right here. That's it. Right, this is the opportunity. Okay, so I'm going to take SPY right there at 750s, and this will be the lotto for the day. Okay, if it continues to sell off, then I'll let it sell off. So we are seeing some selling pressure on both sides, on the on the 15, on the 30. Okay, on the hourly. Right, so a lot of selling pressure. Amazon's starting to break down. Keep a close eye on Amazon. On the hourly, so a lot of selling pressure here. So can that VWAP hold and fuel us a break above shockwave? You notice how the stop is very tight. Right, meaning look how close conservative is. When conservative and the entry trigger are this close, that just means that the range is very tight. That can actually be a good thing because your risk is going to be tighter as well. If you're looking for a fresh breakdown, small caps, IWM can come into play. Okay. IWM can come into play. IWM does have room into the into 295. Okay, if it starts to break down, IWM can be the first one to break down. SPY violating VWAP. There goes Amazon, and you want to take Amazon. So no trade here. All right, so as SPY is starting to break down, Amazon is printing. The Amazon puts are printing. Apple continues to drop. Meta continues to drop. Resurface. I'll be waiting for me here. If it can resurface, get back above it decisively, count me in. Nice breakdown on small caps. Okay, small caps have the most amount of relative weakness. Okay, if you took that, if you're waiting for small caps, that's the fresh breakdown on small caps. IWM for the puts. And MU, let's see what MU's up to. MU. Okay, MU's just failed to hold above that PMH. Struggling at PMH. SPY coming back, testing that weekly open, testing that PMH right here, this key zone. So does that have enough fuel to drive us above here? Okay, that's going to be the $1 million question. Amazon, nice breakdown on Amazon. That was there for the taking. And you don't take Amazon. Small caps, you have room into that 295. It basically hit 295 already, all right? So treat small caps with a tight leash as it continues to break down, okay? As it approaches this key level. If you get that break below this key level, that weekly open, okay, then that unlocks that drop into down there, okay? So that is more than scalpable there on small caps. You see the signal puts. Amazon was nice. Beautiful job, Lynn, on IWM. Anyone else, guys? How we doing, guys? Yeah, NVIDIA. Yeah, very tight leash on NVIDIA. You have to have a quick trigger finger on NVIDIA. If there's any traffic below or ahead or above, if there's any key level above or ahead, so just take profit at that level. All right, see double digits, put in your pocket. Amazon has room into that weekly downside breaker, 243.60. So the nicest breakdowns were Amazon. If you took Amazon, if you took Apple, if you took Meta, especially Amazon, once SPY gave up that VWAP, looking nice, looking good. All right, so between that daily open and where we are now, okay, for us to be neutralized on the daily, new 30-minute candle, new hourly candle, okay, bottom of the hour candle. If we break below here, 30-minute continues to sell off. 15-minute also starts to continue to sell off. We're below VWAP. Qs are looking to head towards VWAP. IWM fall back under that level. If IWM can fall back under that level, I'll be there for the puts. It takes place so fast. Okay. So if IWM is starting to reject here, that 235, 295 on IWM, right? So if you're looking to short off that 295, is essentially you want to pop, you want to fade the pop. All right, so a couple of opportunities here. So SPY reclaim. So I have one trade in the chamber. SPY reclaim, IWM retrace reject, Walmart fresh breakdown there, Amazon retrace reject. So a couple of options, okay, are on the table. A couple of options are on the table. The likelihood of retrace reject on Amazon, on Meta between now and 11 o'clock. All right. Probably not there within the next few minutes. Same thing with Apple, is too far stretched. Anything can happen, but that's the reality. If you took that rejection on that pop, the upside on IWM, congratulations. And that puts us, okay, first shift is officially in the books. First shift is officially in the books, guys. 2 trades during first shift. 1 trade on SPY, 1 trade on NVIDIA. Both trade worked in our favor nicely. Just couldn't get the NVIDIA runners to run in our favor. We'll look for one more trade here in the second shift, and then we'll look to wrap it up. Okay. Keeping a close eye on SPY here, trying to capitalize off of this nice little push. If you can come into play. Risk being conservative, and that ties in beautifully with VWAP as well. Okay, so that'll be my setup. See if SPY can continue to push. I want that reclaim. I'm going to buy that candle into strength. Go, go, go. Not getting filled. Right, trying to get filled, can get filled again. Let me try one more time. Pull back just a little bit. Okay, I'll take SPY right there. So that's candle is strong, but risk has been defined, has been allocated, and I'm going to SPY calls. I like how the VWAP, okay, is within our risk threshold. Now what I'm looking to capitalize off of on SPY is this appreciation into that 748.09. Okay, if it collapses back under VWAP, closes below VWAP, then I'll be out of there. Okay, so this will be the last trade of the day. Everything's starting to bounce on the flip of the hour. New shift. Okay, new shift. We can possibly just chop on this shift between this area. I wouldn't be surprised if we chop in this area in this shift. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if we exist in this area during second shift. Okay, if we close below VWAP on the 1, then I'll get stopped out on SPY. Okay, I'll get stopped out right there. So I gave SPY a shot, gave Lottos a shot here, no luck. Okay, so on that note, that'll be last trade of the day. So I gave it a shot, see if there was any follow through behind it. No follow through. Very tight stop here. Slice right under it. We'll be done. Okay. So 2 for 3 for today. If you're looking for that continued follow through on the 30-minute, okay, if it breaks below these lows, maybe go further dated contracts. There might be some room to the downside, but again, the more closer we get to this downside, all right, nice retrace reject on small caps. That would probably was a better option there. Okay, but I wouldn't be surprised if we started to chop around for some time in this territory. Okay, so short-lived Lottos, but view up in that conservative was a risk. Nothing beyond that, and stopped out very quickly. Okay, guys, so that's going to be it for today. Okay, the main thing was to bounce back from yesterday. And just try to capitalize off of first. So first shift, whatever first shift has to offer. Now, who's done for the day, guys? If you're done for the day during the first hour, good, good, good. Small caps continue to drop, so small caps provided that better opportunity. If you took the small cap, small IWM, good. Once we break below these lows, all right, 30-minute will be directional. Okay, so nice little peak above that VWAP drop. Qs are still holding or that level, all right. So for SPY to really drop, Qs need to break below this level decisively. Okay, so at this point, SPY is just basically back at VWAP. Small caps, IWM, if you went with IWM instead. To the downside right there. All right, nice little drop into that 295 territory. We got sub 295. We got sub 295. Okay. Your boxing analogy was perfect. It resonated. Yeah, that's how it. That's trading, guys. There's so many parallels you can draw. But boxing is, I'd say, provides the best analogy because trading is truly is a war. All right. So some matches, some boxing matches, all right, you're more skillful than your opponent, so you can outclass your opponent. Some matches, guys, it's going to be a war. So June and July are going to be a battle, all right? You're facing someone who's just a complete brawler. The market is brawling. All right, so you have to be sharper in execution. Okay, you can throw your punches, expect to get punches thrown back at you. So it's not going to be like a flawless, clean match. All right. Quick scalp IWM second time around. Done for the day. Beautiful job, Reyes. Stay clean, guys. 23% MU. 20% MU. That's huge. MU is a massive, massive mover. So MU, you call that out early. Good. Okay, so MU, was it via shockwave? Devil Dog. Okay, MU, nice break. If you don't like the break, comes for the retest and goes. So MU is a mover, guys. MU is a behemoth. This move right here is $15. Okay, 50 delta, $15. $50 per contract. $50 per dollar move. Oh, you're using your phone today? You got to be a sniper. You got to be a ninja with the phone. I think Webull does have a pretty decent mobile setup, especially if you have if you have your options contract up top, and then you have the underlying down low, and then you have your execution at the bottom. All right, might have to do a video on that. VA. Okay, welcome. Anyone else join us from VA? NVIDIA now is starting to go. Okay, so NVIDIA took some time, now starting to go to the upside. If you waited for that, see if you can get the Qs to bounce off that level. See if you can get SPY to just stay within this box, respect these lows. Small caps continue to fall off a cliff. Okay. So I'll try to limit it to three trades. All right, try to squeeze in 2 trades during first shift, and then 1 trade during second shift. That's probably be the protocol I'll follow. All right, so and just being quicker with the TPs. All right, so keep in mind, for you guys, you have the advantage. All right, you can be in the position and take profits a little quicker. You can have the better execution, because sometimes I can be a little slow as I try to walk and talk through the exact setup. All right, so you have the advantage. Nice break on NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, waiting for the signals. All right, this week also I haven't been waiting for the signal as much. All right, so I did notice that as well. So waiting for the signals will be key. And that's the cool thing. You get the signals. That's why I stopped trading video. Anyone catching video on that stretch? Public is my broker. How's Public? I've heard about it, but I've never used it. Oh, they pay you to trade options? Interesting. for every contract or for every trade? Is it kind of like a cashback type of situation? Small caps breakdown was beautiful. You caught that, Lynn? I know you caught it the first time. If you caught it again, good. Amazon coming for that retest. If you took NVIDIA, okay, got very close to the highs of the day. All right, that's a good TP. Every trade, no matter what size, okay. That's an interesting. Okay, is this break legit? The 30-minute is breaking as well. Small caps falling off a cliff. Q's putting some pressure on that zone. Okay, so all the names that are weak, bear flags are going to start to break. Bear flag, bear flag, bear flag. So this is now our zone here. Wow, from cashback? Or getting paid to trade? That's interesting. That's an interesting concept. So they give you 40 cents per trade. So that means you took like over, I'm assuming over 1,000 to 1,300 trades. That's reasonable for the year. If you're looking at day trade, guys, like taking 1,000 to 1,200 trades, if you're looking to day trade every day, is very realistic. I know it sounds like a massive number, but it's very realistic for you to take that amount of trades. Okay, so if you take 5 trades a day, all right, that's on the high end. You can get upwards of 1,200 trades. If you take 3 trades a day, on the low end, okay, that's 700. So between that 750 to 1,200 is a reasonable place to be. So think of the 1,200 on the high end and 700 on the low end. So find a happy median. Okay, have a happy median. That's if you take 3 trades, you'll be at around 750. If you take 5 trades a day, you'll be at that 1,200. That can be worth that's really good. So if you get paid automatically for those trades, why not? I'll look into it. I'll probably open up an account as well. I've seen a couple of ads a while back on Public. I don't think I see those ads anymore, but I've seen the ads a couple times. So different time, different shift, okay? Very choppy conditions so far. This is our range so far. To kick things off, to give you context, during the first stretch, during first shift, okay? We're kind of doing the same thing. We finally broke out. All right, so a little smaller actually. We're right there. This is second shift's range so far. Okay, last trade, lotto to the upside, stopped out, immediate close. Better than getting charged to trade. How's the execution? How's the smoothness of the platform? Is it similar to like Weeble's interface, or is it kind of similar to E-Trade, TOS? I'm convinced that Weeble and Momo are the same. They have a very similar interface, or mumu, but just different colors. I'm trying to get my funded account 50K. Okay, so are you on a evaluation phase? Are you on a payout stage where you're trading live, or are you're eligible for payout? Let us know. Anyone else trade prop firms? So good luck on your 50K. And who is it with? When in doubt, zoom out. Okay, so where are we? Okay, we have a nice little zone there. Let's erase everything. Okay, so this is where we are. So we dipped our toes into this rejection zone. We trapped the buyers above that daily upside breaker, and we sent them all the way to 50% retrace. Okay, so if that 746.61 cannot hold, that's where that breakdown lies. Okay, if we cannot hold that 746.61, buyers are going to try to protect it there. All right, they already dropped this thing after that trap. That can send us into this area, back to that, the infamous 745 territory. Okay, so the $1 million question becomes, for second shift, do we bounce? If we do bounce, is it sufficient for us to get above back into this territory? Of course, Shockwave 15 is still available during this until 11:30, so that's available. Or do we completely collapse to the downside and then knock out these lows, and the Shockwave low will be right over there? Okay, which segues us into retesting that 745 territory, this sticky zone. Okay, that's going to be the $1 million question. In the meantime, okay, this is where we're existing. Okay, this is where we're existing. So the expansion is going to be on the downside. Okay, in this case, the expansion is going to be above that 50% retrace, the weekly. Okay, into the highs of the day. Okay, approaching that rejection zone. Meaning, retrace, reject the downside if we can get that expansion. And then to the upside, decisive push above here into there, despite the fact that we're in that rejection zone, but we can possibly make that move. Anything in between can just be chopped. So if you're a momentum trader, you're avoiding this territory. You're looking for, you're using all your technical prowess, you're using all your technical ability to filter out if there's a break here that's legitimate, to filter out if there's a break down here that's legitimate, and that's your, okay, that's where you're looking for your bread and butter. If not, in between here, this is just scalping. Okay, that's where we are. And the closer we get to lunchtime, the more tricky it becomes, the less follow through there will be. The likelihood of getting random shenanigans candle increases. And keep a close eye on crude as well. So let's not forget that crude is above that 85, currently trading at 86, close to 87. Still respecting that downward compression, so it's not broken out yet. All right, that's where we are. As far as where QQQ is, QQQ to make a nice push into that intraday, from intraday perspective, made a nice push above that PMH, above that key level. But bigger picture, guys, you can see Qs are in their sticky zone, right? So the primary thing for the Qs for us this morning, or in pre-market, we were discussing with the team, was can the Qs break above that high? Can the Qs break above this key zone specifically? All right. Okay, what key zone was it? This one right here. Can the Qs break above this key zone? What did they do? They broke above it. What trades did we take? We use SPY as a proxy. We use NVIDIA to the upside as well, as Qs are starting to pull back. So it's hard for me to be bearish on the Qs intraday if this zone remains, if it holds up. Okay, buyers are protecting this zone regardless if you don't get to the highs of the day at the moment. right? In the event that we can't break past this area, okay, the Qs are still have that bullish skew intraday. Okay, because we made a push to the upside aggressively, and then we're just doing this. Okay, so unless we just revert all the way back lower, okay, this is still leaning towards being bullish, just testing this key zone. Right, matter of fact, if you look at it, you can start to see that downward compression starting to emerge. Okay, so keep that in mind. So, bigger picture, we're still in that sticky zone as far as small caps are concerned. Okay, in relation, excuse me, in relation to our game plan. Okay, so all this stuff we go over every single morning. So small caps, the primary thing for the small caps was they're coming into this major resistance up here. Also, they did have, I don't have PMH, PML marked out on this chart. So I'm getting it marked out. Okay, all of those are available. PMH, PML. Automate the levels, so everything is automated. Okay, so what was our line of thinking? We have some major friction up here. If we're going to get that expansion above that territory, again, it's resistance until proven otherwise. When the market is rallying, small caps item and fails to get above that territory, starts to reject. As it starts to reject, SPY starts to sell off, Q starts to go back into that test, and shockwave breakdown comes into play. Where's shockwave breakdown? Right there. So your first target 295, 295 can't hold, and now look at that sell off on small caps. Small caps are falling off a cliff. They trapped above PMH, came into resistance, okay, and they had this major support territory, and they just violated that support territory. So if you took it via shockwave, okay, you're taking the puts at that particular level, okay, and you're babysitting it into 295. If 295 fails into this territory, if that fails, maybe you have runners left or maybe you're fully out, then that leads us into this territory. If you're planning to hold a trade a little longer, okay, I don't talk much about multi-legged trades, all right? It's a little more advanced concept, okay? So you can open up a position with a further dated contract, all right, and let that kind of play out, and then scalp these short dated contracts, all right? There's also that approach you can take, but we haven't been discussing that, okay? But that is a possibility. So in this case, we did get that nice little drop down there, and then now small caps, if they continue to fall, right, they have room to the 292 territory, okay, lower end of 290s. We fell below 295, and then we have this entire runway. So if market continues to show weakness, okay, small caps do have some room to continue to drop. So where is the next potential entry? All right, possibly buyers pick this thing back up. Okay, they tried to pop this thing back up, fade the pop, price action, get that structural breakdown, back the downside, targeting these pivots or targeting those lows. All right, at this particular point, to go to take the shorts off the lower lows could be tricky. I wouldn't be surprised if buyers try to step in. If you're looking for reclaim, decisive push above, decisive push above that 294.72. If the Qs hold that level and start to push near the highs of the day. All right, that's small caps. The Dow. Okay, the Dow, sleeping giant. Okay, the Dow actually made a nice push this morning, got above that daily upside breaker, just failed to hold, very similar to SPY. SPY got above that daily upside breaker, trapped those longs above that territory, and now the Dow is testing that PMH at that 521.91 territory. Okay, let's run through a couple more tickers. Okay, a couple more tickers. We'll organize it by winners to losers. AMD, of course. Gap down on AMD. Okay, as it gaps down, it was sitting right in support. Okay, sitting right in support. Okay, it's very difficult to go to when something is gapping down, right? Your brain is automatically going to try to discount the support, but support is support regardless how we feel. All right, so it came into it, it gapped down, had that massive wick, Anthropic AMD news hits the news feed, and then we get that off the open, guys, immediate bounce, fill that gap on AMD. All right, AMD's positive. Broadcom, same thing. So gap down, pump. Okay, gap up, dump. So you see they're just doing the complete opposite. JPM continues to push the upside, starting to fade. Nvidia, okay, Nvidia really tricky here. Nvidia, we did say, hey, you know what? If there's some legitimacy behind that breakdown, we're seeing in pre-market. The one thing we want to pay attention to is we want a crude to break out. We want a couple of things to take place. We want a key level on the VIX to hold up, and then possibly 205 breakdown decisively on AMD. On Nvidia, I should say, can open up the door for that slide to the downside. What happened was this turned into support, and now Nvidia is starting to bounce and push the upside there. And look at that second entry. That second entry played out nicer than that initial one that we were looking to take. All right, so AMD pushing nicely to the upside. Google, okay, reports earnings today. So Google is flat as can be. Don't touch that. Intel, gap down, pump, fill the gap. Same thing. Okay, Intel, AMD, all those names very, very tricky. All right, comes into that daily downside breaker, sweeps, gets above PMH, continues to push. MU, gap down. Okay, we'll have to fill that gap back to the upside. So gaps down, looking to fill that gap. Tesla reports earnings, so I'm not touching Tesla. Apple, we did get that nice little drop on Apple, but Apple is now sitting in this major support territory. Okay, so it might start to pop here off those lows. Okay, we have some intraday higher time frame support. Walmart was a candidate as well to the downside. Okay, wanted to see if we can get this break below these lows. Market can start to pump, and Walmart finally got that break and it's starting to slide to the downside. And that was primarily associated with that 110 level on Walmart. We got TSM. TSM, again, same thing with TSM. Opens up in support, gaps down, bounces to the upside. We got Amazon. Amazon also falling off a cliff. That was the latest name to break down. And Amazon is coming to the support as well. Okay, see if it finds a nice home in the support for Amazon. If it fails to hold that 243.61, weaker downside breaker, then it can continue to sell off. But again, be mindful of that level because that is support. As far as Microsoft is concerned, take a look at Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft completely fallen off a cliff. Microsoft, nice breakdown on Microsoft, starting to put some pressure on this channel. All right, okay, now it made that lower low. So now can Microsoft continue to make that lower low, continue to push the downside? Okay, it made a lower low. So if you're looking to fade the pop, you're fading the lower high. All right, so where is the next lower high going to come? So if you're looking for a shallow lower high, that 390 retest, okay, very shallow, is right there. Okay, we have another lower high can emerge at this level here. Okay, and possibly the 50% retrace associated with that lower high, if we take into consideration, lands with that 395. Okay, so that 395 territory will kind of be equivalent to that breakdown retest. Okay, so if you're looking for scalps, all right, very shallow retest. Okay, we have the 390s. You're looking for something a little healthier, so you want it to get back above 390, bounce off of that, come here, start to fade. And if you're looking for a structural textbook retest on the hourly, it's up here. Okay, so a couple of points there that can be addressed on Microsoft as it continues to slide. Meta falling off a cliff, slice and dice to the downside. Meta is now finding a nice home at this 630, all right, as it approaches support. And Palantir was actually gorgeous. So Palantir, usually on our radar, but Palantir was nice. The downside, very smooth action. Once it broke below that 130, decisive breakdown there. So Palantir, that's usually in our rotation. But Palantir, nice drop in Palantir. All right, so Palantir does have some room to continue to push the downside into that 125. Right, if it continues to follow this current structure. Retrace, reject 129.70, 129.76, 130, same thing, healthy retracement, retrace, reject up there. So let's see if Palantir has continued to push the downside. So those are some primary names. We are seeing some of our names on reserves. Dell pushing to the upside nicely. Okay, we have CRWV pushing to the upside. We have Netflix bouncing off those lows. Netflix has a major level to test there. Netflix, look at this nasty drop on earnings on Netflix, right? So it still needs to recover the earnings drop. That top of that drop, top of that wick on earnings is 76. MRVL up 2%, so same thing. Okay, gaps down, pumps up. The pump fake is unreal, guys. With Disney, we have BA, we have Starbucks, SNDK. Same thing with SNDK, gaps down, comes into this nice support territory, starts to bounce. Okay, so there's nothing to be trusted. So it's basically Doing the opposite. Okay, doing the opposite. SPY, nice bounce there on SPY. Off of what level? Okay, off of this exact level. Okay. So these are the levels you need to have on your chart. Okay. You need to have these levels. They're gonna guide you through this time. And look at that, just like that. All right. The difference when I took it, no signal. Signal comes in, and the exact setup comes into play. If you did take that, what's your target? If someone took that trade, what's your target? Target is right here. Okay, your target is right there. This can yield upwards of a double. This can yield anywhere from 15 to 25%, depending on your entry. Right, if you have a higher entry, maybe 15%, clean textbook entry, upwards of 20-25%. All right, so it eventually came to fruition. Just I was there at the wrong time. So, but does that mean I have to compromise my risk to make myself right? No, my risk is there. Okay, I need to be right at this particular time. Okay, and this is the defined risk, not be right at some point in time. All right, precision is key. We're paid to be right at a particular time, not at some point in time, because our contracts, okay, they're losing life as time passes. All right, so if you did take that, manage accordingly. If you did take that, manage accordingly. To a T goes into that target, scale out. Even the indicator says take the calls there, scale out right there. All right, so that's a quick scalp you can take advantage of within a few minutes. Few minutes to execute, but a lot of minutes to wait for. You notice how the execution is, sometimes you're so patient waiting for the setup, and the execution is 5 minutes. All right, you wait 1 hour for the setup, but the opportunity lasts 5 minutes, and sometimes you feel shortchanged. All right, but don't feel shortchanged. You're just there to entertain the opportunity as the cues bounce off that key zone. Okay, there's no correlation between the amount of time you wait for a setup and how long it's going to work for. All right, when you're right, you're right. You take your profits. You scale out, you manage accordingly. Just because you waited 2 hours, that doesn't mean that the trade has to now work out for 30 minutes. Okay, Nvidia also. All right, so we discussed how the market is forcing traders. Okay, you don't know which break it's going to take. It's forcing you to have multiple attempts. So it's forcing you to be okay with getting stopped out and re-engaging. All right, so same thing here. So I was looking to take this trade there, but no signal here. Signal comes in. All right, so even if you just wait for the signal, you'll be in good shape. All right, the signal automatically generated there. Nvidia comes into play. So Nvidia, SPY work nicely. All right, why are we saying don't adopt that short thinking? The cues are testing the zone. So until they break below the zone and violate VWAP, okay, we're going to stay bullish on the cues. What happens? Downward compression gets broken. We see the cues continue to push and attempt to make a push into highs of the day. Not all-time highs. Nowhere near all-time highs, okay? All right, so that's the type of day it's been, guys. Multiple attempts required, patience required, execution required, and being able to move on very quickly required as well. Not falling in love with a particular setup, not getting your feelings hurt if you get stopped out, right? That is what's required in these markets. Okay. I take profit trader, got 2 payouts from then. Have to be very careful with intraday drawdown. Good. The one thing we have to also be careful with is the trailing drawdown. The prop firms like to use the trailing drawdown, so be mindful of that. Okay, which is a good thing. You have to get into habit of doing that on your own, but trailing drawdown can sometimes catch up to you. Tremendous job though, Gurman, on getting a couple of payouts. No sound on Discord? Did we lose sound? Did we lose sound? Beautiful job. Lynn, 40% IWM drop. Gorgeous. If you got that pop on SPY as well, beautiful job. So SPY gave you 2 opportunities today. Right here, calls. Right here, calls. What does it require? Patience. All right. We took this one. Nice ride to the upside. TP2 hit on Nvidia. TP2 hit on Nvidia. I'll make sure to like the video on YouTube, guys. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. let's check it on the chat on YouTube. Do you think calls for IWM? IWM starting to bounce. Okay, IWM is starting to bounce after that aggressive sell-off. Okay, so all those calls are going to be associated with dead cat bounce. I'm trying to get a funded account like 50K. I want to use prop firm, but I don't do futures. I just am getting my. Okay, I'm just. Let me go back to that comment. I'm just getting my LLC. I'm still trying to find the best prop firm for me. Okay. So there's a ton out there. There's no ones that I do recommend. I have no affiliations with any prop firms. Right, but the nature of the game is, guys. Okay, you have to understand what the nature of the game is, and that's the reality. So what keeps the lights on for prop firms, what keeps the bills paid for prop firms, is you losing. Okay, so you losing is what keeps the wheel spinning. Right, so you have to understand what the nature of what you're going up against. All right, so it's gamified, just like anything else. Everything's gamified. It's going to be very easy for you to get frustrated, overtrade, get those resets. The initial entry fees very cheap to reset, $100, $50. So it's very easy for you to get into that gambling mindset. All right, so if you have that healthy respect for the prop firm, just like you do your own account, okay, you'll have success. Okay, because at the end of the day, you're trading. But the main thing is, when you are trading those prop firms, okay, you have to be like a racehorse. Don't look left, don't look right. Okay, don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't try to get a bigger payout than someone else. Run your race, okay, at your own pace. Run your race at your own pace. You don't need to be looking left, you don't need to be looking right, because by doing that, it's going to induce being more aggressive. It's going to induce that gambling side of your trading brain. All right? So all the rules are designed for you to get frustrated, for you to blow up. Because at the end of the day, the bottom line is for you to lose. If every single trader, or if say 70% of traders who join prop firms become profitable, right, most of these prop firms will go underwater. Okay? Can you find success in that space? You can find success, but you need to be intentional. Right? You need to be intentional. Treat it with respect. Don't play like everyone else. All right? Have a maximum number of resets per month. Have a certain amount of capital you're looking to allocate per month. Don't just wing it. Don't just say, hey, you know what? It's only $50. It's $100, $150. Let's see what happens. If you have that kind of mindset, before you know it, when the month is complete, okay, you'll probably spend 5, 10, 15K on resets without even knowing it. Okay, so treat the space with respect, just like anything else. Okay, and that will give you the best chances to succeed in that space. If you're not having that type of respect for the space, okay, then it's just a casino. Right? It's very gamified. It's very easy for you to blow up. It's very easy for you to, the rules are not in your favor. All right? Consistency rules are different. There's a max amount of wins you can get. Right? So each of the rules are designed as levers for you to blow up. They know your pain points. What a break here. Right? But with proper respect for the space, with proper respect for the opportunity, all right, you will figure it out. Is it going to be hard? Yes, just like anything else. There's nothing it's not easier. Some people say, oh, you know what? Prop trading is easier than options. If you're looking for easy, it doesn't exist. Okay, the question you're going to ask is what works best for me? All right? And it seems like you don't have to put money into props, but you do have to put money into props. The best prop traders, all right, they have a set budget. Maybe they put 10, 15, 20K into challenges, and they get a payout, okay, 3x, 4x the initial amount. All right, so 10, 15, 20K into challenges, okay, and what's your rate of return? Maybe you get 50K worth of payouts. That makes sense, but it's capital intensive. But they're making people believe that with one account you can get a 50K payout. Right? It is going to be capital intensive. Right? So the question becomes not which one is simpler, but the question becomes which one works best for your style of trading, which one works best for your situation. Okay, which one do you have the most control of? NVIDIA's gone. All right? But the technicals are the technicals, the principles I teach, okay, the key levels, everything translates. If there's volume, if there's a little bit of volatility and there's price action on the chart, okay, everything you're learning here translates to those charts as well. It's universal. Matter of fact, it probably translates better to the futures charts. Okay? So that's what I want to make you aware of, all right? So just be mindful of that. NVIDIA, look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA's gone. And you don't take NVIDIA, anyone riding NVIDIA. NVIDIA is the first one with the trailing stop being activated. Apple, nice retrace, reject. Right, so it took some time to show itself, but it showed itself. Even SPY here, guys, calls. You can see right on YouTube that signal took place right in front of your face. Dow testing VWAP, retrace, reject opportunity possibly brewing on the small caps if SPY starts to fade. Look at SMH, guys. SMH. Look at SMH. Look at memory. Gorgeous bounce. I took a beautiful job, Venus. Again, guys, let's get the likes up. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to like. Make sure to subscribe. Anyone else trading props? Anyone else trading props? I'm bearish today, okay? Thank you, George. Always sending abundance and health to you and your family. You are an angel that God just thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm far from an angel, but thank you. All right, 6K subs is the big milestone we're working towards, guys, so help us get to that milestone. If you're a first-time viewer, make sure to like, subscribe, and let us know where you're joining from. I want to welcome you to the Most Value Pack Live Trading Show, MVP. We did get a nice breakdown on Amazon, nice breakdown on Apple as well. Identical breakdowns. You're going to need that entry very close to that pop, okay? Avoid trying to take the lows into lower lows. So this signal comes in, goes to TP2. Let us know how it go. Let us know how that goes, Jen. I know they have props for options as well. Now they're starting, that space is starting to emerge. Right, with options, probably the spreads and the smoothness of the platform will be a little different. All right, so be mindful of the spreads. Probably be a little bit wider on the platform itself. And give us some feedback. Give us some feedback. Okay, give Vanquish some feedback. I've heard of Vanquish. Where can you see the results this week on the daily in this group? Again, the results are for you to enjoy, guys. Your fruits are for you to enjoy, are for you to eat. And the results are different. Everyone trades something different. If you feel compelled to share your results, that's completely up to you. Right, the focus is, for me, the focus is being process oriented. Okay, trying to have that process in place. Process. If you can focus on that, the results will take care of themselves. Yeah, keep us posted, Jen. VIX below 17. That bounce on the Qs is what lifted everything up. Bounce on the Qs was what lifted everything up. You can see that bounce on the Qs, calls, gone. Any other questions on YouTube, guys? Any other questions? SPY's banging its head on that daily upside breaker. Okay. So everything's starting to push back to the upside. Nice breakdown on Amazon. Walmart breakdown brewing as well. Apple. One thing is there's going to be an abundance of opportunity. Sometimes too many things can cause analysis paralysis. That's the downside. So stick to the indexes. But there's not going to be a lack of opportunities. That's why you should be encouraged. You can see, you get the puts, comes very close to that retest, structural breakdown, continues to sell. Excuse me. Apple, very similar chart to Amazon. From that standpoint, you get that nice little drop. You get the puts there, all right. At 10:09 is when the signal came in. You get that nice pop to the upside, and then boom, get that breakdown, potential early re-entry there for the downside. Once 325 is knocked out, we continue to drop on Amazon, on Apple. So Apple and Amazon's chart look identical. Meta also. So those three names falling off a cliff. So even after 330, got that nice little pop above 330, impulsive pop, dead cat bounce, and now it's starting to push lower. But the difference is this push lower is very, very grindy. It's not an easy push lower. You see how smooth this drop was. This was a relatively smooth drop, one candle drop. This is not an easy drop. So there are buyers stepping in, but not enough of them to pump this thing back up. All right, so just be wary in that area near the lows of the day on Meta. So those are the three names that broke down nicely, along with Palantir. PLTR. Palantir also broke down nicely. You sat through some drawdown on this one, little back and forth, took some time to unfold. Get that nice little breakdown, and MSFT. Microsoft as well. Okay. So those four names had a beautiful drop to the downside. Of course, SPY had a nice pump to the upside, same as the Qs and that retest. And Nvidia, out of our usual suspects, had the best break. Look at that break. So there is a possibility for you to be in this trade. Okay, I mean, is it gone now? It's gone, of course, hindsight, but there is a possibility for you to be in that trade. So I already hit TP3, TP4 hit, guys. This would have been the perfect lotto. All right, if you did catch this, congratulations. There are some of you probably caught that. That is a parabolic push. TP4 headed towards TP5. That is a $6 move. And these kind of conditions, guys, $6 move on Nvidia. All right. And we did notice how Nvidia is starting to look like itself once again. All right. Still not fully there, but it's slowly starting to show signs of its old self. It's like a star player that's been injured. They were off the entire season. Okay, and they're coming back for a new season, and they're starting to get back in the groove, but they're not fully there. That's what Nvidia is. Okay, if I can use an analogy, that's what Nvidia has been. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, keep us posted. Keep us posted, Jen. Any other questions on YouTube before we wrap it up at 11:30? Look at that. Bought Nvidia 220 calls for expiring today at 1 cent. Last move up, $1,100, $12. All right, who needs meme coins, guys? I would say it's better to trade those dirt cheap option contracts than meme coins. All right, taking those contracts that are 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 4 cent, 5 cent, rather than trading memes. So there's so many ways to leverage options. Of course, it's high risk endeavor. They have to be basically make or break, size to zero type of trades. Very light size type of trades. Yeah, but those opportunities do exist. Great job, Jimmy. Long time no see. Hope all is well, Jimmy. 500% on Nvidia. Tremendous job, SMC Queen. There we go. So Nvidia is the one. Walmart. Okay, Walmart's starting to break down as well. Walmart. So, textbook clean day. All right. So, for the first time in a long time, okay, the index are on the same page. Okay, Walmart, nice breakdown on Walmart if you took that, managed accordingly. Very close to the lows of the day. SPY headed towards first shift highs. So, nice actual range on SPY during second shift. Okay, better range here. Here's first shift's range. Second shift's range. Okay, can we break those highs, continue to push, or is that a nice little grab of first shift highs? We are directional on the daily, which simply means that we're above prior day's highs. This is being driven by the Qs. This go around, guys, everything is starting to push now to the upside. Okay. The only index below VWAP is small caps. So if we start to pop to the upside, get the 750 territory and start to drop, okay, retrace reject on small caps awaits. If we continue to push to the upside, right, and SPY continues to push, and the Qs flirt with that daily upside breaker, okay, and get it to that 710.05, okay, or hold that 710 cycle level, okay, and the Dow continues to push, we can see SPY get to 750 and possibly the top of this rejection zone. Okay, so today, much better action, guys. Much better action. Not only because we got favorable results, is because look at the price action. So it did have a couple of spots of chop, but this is a clean stretch right here. We're above first shift highs. We're about 4 minutes away from the conclusion of this shift. Yeah, if SPY starts to lose some steam, retrace, reject line W. If SPY and everything continues to rip to the upside, reclaim on the table line W. That's the last thing. The 15 is in reversal mode on IWM. At 295 will be critical. There we go. Talk about FOMO. Talk about FOMO. Any strikers riding that to the upside? If you have shockwave, if you're riding that, you're possibly in a golden goose today. Golden goose type of day. That's TP3. That is TP3. Okay, all the indexes on the same page. First time in a long time. Small caps looking to test VWAP here. Semis continue to push, memory holding up. Mags are holding us back. Some of the mags are holding us back. Names like Microsoft and Apple and Amazon. But they're bouncing off their respective lows of the day. See if they decide to join. See if they decide to join. VIX is below 17, continues to push 1676. So stay below 17. Head towards 1650. It's a bullish sign. Crude is still at that 86. It looks like it's due for a breakout any moment now. Alright, look where crude is. I want to have that breakout watch as long as we respect this territory. I'll share that screenshot here. Okay. Okay, so I'm still going to keep a close eye on that breakout on crude, like we discussed. As long as we respect this territory. And that's basically the only thing that can push us lower. Push us lower meaning we start to revert back the downside, not just make a higher low. Okay, let me get a screen grab here. Okay, here we go. So this is what crude looks like, right? If crude starts to break out, head towards this territory, that's the only thing that can drive us lower. Everything else is pushing to the upside. Okay, so second shift is officially in the books. Nice stretch on second shift, chop, chop, chop. We got that nice reclaim to the upside and a rip back to the upside. So first shift, second shift played out nicely. Shockwave 15, both shifts presented one opportunity. Both opportunities went to at least TP2. TP2 hit here, scale out hit here, TP3 hit there. Okay, on the 5. Shockwave 5 is not out yet. Okay, that's the fastest one. Shockwave 5 gives it to you right here. Shockwave 5 gives it to you right here. TP1, TP2 hit. Okay, Shockwave 30. Gave you a scalp opportunity initially. So scalp here into the highs and another opportunity here for scale out. Okay. We'll design some, before I do release those other three, okay, we'll design some rules and optimal contracts you want to trade and the optimal delta. Some of you have asked me for that details, okay, for each of those. All right, so to the family, okay, we all know we have Shockwave 15. All right, the family's going to grow. We're going to get some new additions. We're going to get some new additions, new members. Okay, we have the 15, we have the 5, Shockwave 5. Where'd it go? Same logic, same engine, but on the 5 minute, a couple adjustments for a faster time frame. So it takes the same 10 things into consideration. We have the Shockwave 30. Okay. We have the 60. And we have the wild family member, Shockwave Lotto. Okay. Alright, this is for power hour. So these are not out yet. Okay, these will be out very soon. And for each of these, I'm going to put out a guide for the corresponding contracts on the trade, for the corresponding optimal risk and apply. Okay, and give you more details. Okay, because some of you, this is going to be for the first from 9:30 to 9:44. This is what it is designed for. Okay, I'll make that more specific in the guide. Once Shockwave 15 is up, okay, at 11:30, that segues you into Shockwave 60, which is available until 2:30. All right, so there's a way on how all of these work. Okay, I'll get into more details, but that's coming soon. So again, as SPY starts to pull back, IWM retrace retake possible there. SPY is testing that daily upside breaker. Okay, so because some of you like Shockwave, you like the 30, you like the 30 minute. Okay, so these will all be in the suite. Okay, so when we get Shockwave 3.0, all of them will be updated as well. When there's an update to one of them, all of them will be updated. And with these 5, it's not you trade every single one of them. It's you trade the one that works best for you. And depending on the time of the day, all right. Say for instance you're at work and you don't have the luxury to trade the first 15 minutes. Okay, you can't trade Shockwave 5. Okay, say for the first hour of the day, you can't trade. Okay, you have work, you don't have time, makes sense, and you can only trade a different shift. Okay, then that means Shockwave 60 would be your best bet. All right. If you have the first hour available to you, first hour of the day available to you, okay, the cool thing is you have these 3 at your disposal. Within the first hour. Okay? If you'd like to trade the first few minutes of the day, there's your camp. If you'd like to let the market digest the data a little bit, you're in this camp. If you like to let the market digest the data that first 30 minutes before getting any signals, you're in this camp. Okay, so adding some nuance to the indicator, so you have more. And this is a Shockwave Lotto. That's going to be for power hour. This one is Lotto, so again, it's high risk. Maybe for a very, very small account, high risk accounts, I would recommend, I'm going to write it in the guide, I recommend a completely separate account. Okay, don't use this as your primary thing. You guys asked for the power hour one, and this one is, that's what it's designed for. Okay, and I'm going to make the guide so each of these have a corresponding contract DTE. What are the best practice DTEs for this, 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 so on and so forth. All right, so you have more of a framework rather than guessing. Okay, so same type of system. The logic is just applied to that particular time frame. Takes into consideration all the same things at that particular time frame. Synchronized buying, synchronized selling, market context, so on and so forth. Right? The engine is the same, the variables are the same, but just adjusted to that particular time frame. Okay, so that's gonna be the big difference. So in this case, for today, and today, as soon as we opened up, the one thing we did notice is, guys, everything was on the same page. So if everything's on the same page, more than likely, Shockwave 5 is going to give you the best opportunity for synchronized buying. So right here, during this first little stretch, this is your workday. All right, this is it. This is your time to shine. Win, lose, or draw. That's all you got. Okay, win, lose, or draw. So in this case, you win. How much you win depends where your TP is. If you scalp, if you hold a target. Win, lose, or draw. What happened yesterday? This is it. Boom. That's the only thing you're focused on. So there you go. Everything else after that, right, it's none of your business. Market is, from your standpoint, if you're only trading this time, market is closed after, think of it like that, after 9:45. If you want to operate in that very, very tight window, right? Comes with some risks, comes with some inherent danger. Okay, here we go. Right there, right there. That's it. So I don't want you to have all of them and trade every single one, but making the one that fits your schedule and your time and your lifestyle accordingly. So I'm trying to find one that got stopped out. Okay, here we go. This one on Friday. So you come in, you take that loss. Okay, you want to try trade it again. You take the calls there. Goes. Okay, so these are for the people who like to trade the open, the opening bell. Okay, opening bell traders, you're gonna really enjoy this. Okay, you're gonna really like to add this to your bag of tools or bag of tricks, whatever you want to call it. All right, so that is on the horizon. Okay, that is on the horizon. And this is based on the feedback that I'm getting from the people who have Shockwave 15. All right, that's based on the feedback from the people that have Shockwave 15. 80% IWM calls. Beautiful job. July 17th close. Turbo, you're on an absolute tear. Absolute tear. If we take a look at 30, Shockwave 30. So Shockwave 30 in this case, all right, you exist here. Let me get a shockwave 60 as well. Okay. Any questions on YouTube, guys, before we wrap it up? We'll get to 100 likes in the next few minutes here. We'll do a giveaway. All right, so make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. We'll run it until as close as possible to 12. Today, 3 trades. 2 of the trades worked in our favor. A lot of got stopped out. Hopefully, you guys are learning this week, right? The importance of taking profits, the importance of having tight managing your risk. Okay. And learning how to survive. Okay, if you can learn how to survive, guys, if you can learn how to survive, you put yourself in position to thrive. All right, you don't want to be in the constant state or famine or feast. Okay, you don't want to just be either winning big or losing big, because at the end of the day, you're not going anywhere. It's just you're going to be mentally exhausted and running in circles. So you're just on the trading hamster wheel. All right, you want to learn how to survive, and you want to learn how to thrive. All right, learn how to survive, learn how to thrive. Now let's take a look at, I want to show you real quick, shockwave 60. I'm going to clear all these drawings. The one thing I like about the key levels is once I clear the drawings, before I couldn't clear the drawings. I can clear the drawings, the main levels are there for me. Okay, so you can start from scratch without. Okay, here's shockwave 60. So if you take shockwave 60, you take it maybe what to get stopped out if you're conservative. Right, and what you'll notice is the stops get wider as the range gets wider. And also, hint, if it's a higher time frame, more than likely further the contract will be required. So for shockwave 60, okay, I'm not going to recommend you take the zeros. That makes sense. Okay, for shockwave 60s, zeros are off limit. Okay, yesterday, one signal on shockwave on the 60. You can see TP1 hit. One signal here stopped out. Another signal comes in. TP1 hit. Because with 60, you're willing to sit through a little back and forth, and sometimes you don't get ideas. Right here, there's no ideas. No ideas here. Okay. Here are 3 ideas in this area. This one stopped out, this one scale out, this one stopped out, and then eventually works out. So that one, 4 signals. The 4th one went, the first 2 stopped out. This one stopped out, this one works out, right? So this is bigger picture. Intraday bigger picture. Thinking, okay? And the last one is going to be this shockwave lotto. And of course, that's not here yet. We'll see the one from yesterday. Okay, so this is a very tight window. to operate. So if power hour is garbage, then you're probably going to get stopped out. This one has the most amount of inherent risk because you're back against the wall. Your back's against the wall. Nothing there. It's very similar to Shockwave 5. Okay. Scale out there. It's just to aid some of my power hour traders. All right, you can see, take the puts there, get that nice break. All right, so all these are just tools to aid you and to help you, so you never feel like you have no setups. All right, because in your mind, if you convince yourself that you blew an opportunity or that was the only setup you're gonna get, and you start to feed into your FOMO, right, you'll chase. But if you know deep down there's an abundance of opportunities, there's an abundance of opportunities, and one missed setup shouldn't trigger you to spin out of control and FOMO into trades. Okay, the likelihood of you doing that significantly drops. Okay, you can see nice dead cat bounce on what? IWM. SPY starting to fade, show a little bit of weakness. IW already weak, comes into VWAP, rejects, comes into Shockwave, rejects as well. Took some time to play out, but nonetheless it did play out. Somewhat of a ascending head and shoulder there, possible. Okay, any other questions, guys, before I wrap it up here? As always, thank you for tuning in. As always, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like the video on your way out. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you guys same time, same place tomorrow. The link is pinned in the chat to join our community for the pre-market prep stream, along with enjoy the delay-free ad-free stream, as well as a handful of resources to aid you on your journey. Been in Montana fishing last week. Good to hear you. Shout outs again. Caught the little NVIDIA guide out. Beautiful job, Fido. So are you trading mobile? Are you mobile trading today as well? Continue to enjoy your summer, guys. Continue to enjoy the weather. All right, the days are, our days are numbered. All right, there's less and less days left. August is around the corner, especially for my people joining us from the north. Tesla not bad. Yeah, Tesla, see if Tesla can get that break. Only issue with Tesla is those contracts. So on Monday when we kicked off, Tesla's contracts were at 70. Yesterday they were 80. What are they today? 91. Okay, so you can see 10% incremental increase on those contracts. So if you are trading Tesla, just be mindful of that. You too, Fishman. Have a great day. God bless too. 3 trades today. SPY calls 20% up. Good. J1P. Again, guys, if you're green, stay clean. A great way to bounce back today. Tomorrow, looking to do the same thing. All right. Looking to end the week as strong as possible. Some better opportunities today. Having that mindset of letting the market prove to you what's going to take place every single day is critical, and not carrying on to the results from the previous day. Whether it's a big win, whether it's a big loss, whether you can't get anything to work in your favor, right? Always approach the market with a fresh mind every single day, and that'll give you the best chance to look at the opportunity that's in front of you. On that note, guys, thank you for tuning in. As always, smash the like button, subscribe. Link pinned in the chat. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe and God bless each one of you.
Jesus is the answer. Oh. When the charts went dark, what? When the road got narrow, oh. He was there. Jesus is the answer. Oh. I've spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen. stream. Thinking one more win would finally make me complete.
Made me complete.
Burning after green candles like they could save my soul.
Like my soul.
But prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne.
Ooh, yeah.
Build my house on sand.
House on sand.
Watch the tide roll in.
Watch the tide roll in.
Learning every earthly
Every
kingdom has an end.
kingdom has an end.
Some valleys look so deep,
So deep.
I couldn't see the light.
Couldn't see the light.
Some storms got so strong,
Souls got so
strong I couldn't win the fight.
Win the fight.
Oh, but every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child,
keep walking on.
not because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worried.
not because I'm strong,
Not because I'm strong.
but because the shepherd
Never share.
never leaves his own. Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows,
Through the joy and pain.
the cross still stands when
Everything goes fake.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone.
Every man
There's fear inside my chest.
so bold.
Questions without answers.
Answers.
Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch.
But Psalm 23.
Kept reminding me to trust. So I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies. I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace. The God of resurrection meeting me in that place. I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock. I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy,
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chapters into testimony and life.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the
Markets start to sway.
through the highs and lows.
Through the joy and pain.
The car still stands when
Everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley's found.
If you're tired of running.
If you're carrying change
If you're searching for purpose.
in success or in fame,
The good news is simple.
the debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later.
The stone rolled away.
Death lost its victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes
Whoever will come
will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is dead. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall.
Christ remains Lord over all.
The market can give,
The market can take
but eternity rests.
on a different step.
So when the candles flicker,
And uncertainty grows.
I remember the one who's already in control.
The Lamb who was slain.
The King who will reign
The Alpha and Omega.
forever the sun.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Ever and ever.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
Jesus is the
Jesus is the
answer.
answer. Though I walk through the valley.
You are with me.
Shadows surround me.
You are with me.
Through the valley.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charge went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen,
Going stream.
thinking one more win would finally make me complete.
Made me complete.
Burning after green candles like they could save my soul.
Like my soul.
But prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne.
Ooh, yeah.
Build my house on sand,
House on sand.
watch the tide roll in.
Watch the tide roll in.
Learning every earthly
Every
kingdom has an end.
kingdom has an end.
Some valleys look so deep,
So deep.
I couldn't see the light.
Couldn't see the light.
Some storms got so strong,
Souls got so
strong I couldn't win the fight.
Win the fight.
Oh, but every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child,
keep walking on.
not because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worried.
not because I'm strong,
Not
chest. So cold. Questions without answers. Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch. But Psalm 23 kept reminding me to trust. So I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies. I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace. The God of resurrection meeting me in that place. I've seen doors swing open and no man could unlock. I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy, life story I could never write. Turning broken chapters into testimony and life. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. The anchor in the storm when the market's about to sway. Through the highs and lows, through the joy and pain, the car still stands when everything else fades. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. He's today and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley's found. If you're tired of running, if you're carrying change, if you're searching for purpose in success or in fame, the good news is simple. The debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day. 3 days later, the stone rolled away. Death lost its victory. The grave could not stay. Whoever believes, whoever will come, will find forgiveness in the Father's Son. I still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is there. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall, the price remains Lord over all. The market can give, the market can take, but eternity rests on a different stage. So when the candles flicker and uncertainty grows, I remember the one who's already in control. The Lamb who was slain, the King who will reign, the Alpha and Omega, forever the same. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. The anchor in the storm. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Forever and ever. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Though I walk through the valley, you are with me. Shadows surround me, you are with me. Through the valley, Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Jesus is the answer. Oh. When the charge went dark, what? When the road got narrow, oh. He was there. Jesus is the answer. I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen. Thinking one more win would finally make me complete. Make me complete. Running after green candles like they could save my soul. Like my soul. The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Ooh, yeah. Build my house on sand. House on sand. Watch the tide roll in. Watch the tide roll in. Learning every earthly kingdom has an end. Kingdom has an end. Some valleys look so deep. Look so deep. I couldn't see the light. Some storms got so strong, strong I couldn't win the fight. But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child, keep walking on. Not because I'm worthy, not because I'm worthy, not because I'm strong, not because I'm strong, but because the shepherd never leaves his own. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. The anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows, through the joy and pain, the cross still stands when everything else fades. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone. There's fear inside my chest. So cold. Questions without answers. Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch. But Psalm 23 kept reminding me to trust. So I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies. I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace. The God of resurrection meeting me in that place. I've seen doors swing open and no man could unlock. I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy, life story I could never write. Turning broken chances into testimony and life. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. The anchor in the storm when the market's about to sway. Through the highs and lows, through the joy and pain, the car still stands when everything else fades. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. He's today and now, the King who walks every valley's found.
If you're tired of running,
If you're carrying change,
if you're searching for purpose,
in success or in fame,
the good news is simple.
the debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later,
The stone rolled away.
death lost the victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes
Whoever will come
will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is there. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall.
Christ remains Lord over all.
The market can give,
The market can take
but eternity rests.
on a different step,
So when the candles flicker,
and uncertainty grows.
I remember the one who's already in control.
The Lamb who was slain,
The King who will reign
the Alpha and Omega.
forever the same.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
Jesus is the
Jesus is the
answer.
answer. Though I walk through the valley,
You are with me.
shadows around me.
You are with me.
Through the valley,
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charge went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen,
Going street,
thinking one more win would finally make me complete.
made me complete.
Running after green candles like they could save my soul.
Like my soul.
The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand,
House on sand.
watch the tide roll in,
Watch the tide roll in.
learning every earthly
Every king
kingdom has an end.
come has an end.
Some valleys look so deep,
So deep,
I couldn't see the light.
couldn't see the light.
Some storms got so strong,
Souls got so
strong I couldn't win the fight.
Win the fight.
But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child, keep.
walking on.
Not because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worried,
not because I'm strong,
not because I'm strong,
but because the shepherd
never share.
never leaves his own.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm when the market
Start to sway
through the highs and lows.
through the joy and pain.
The cross still stands when
Everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone,
Every man
there fear inside my chest,
so bold.
questions without answers,
Answers.
battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch,
But Psalm 23.
kept reminding me to trust. Though I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies, I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place.
I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock.
I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chances into testimony and life.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm when the
Markets fought this way.
through the highs and lows.